Hi, this is Tutor Nick P, and this is lesson 488. Title of the lesson today is the difference between acquire and obtain. Now, these are both very, very common verbs. All right, somebody wants to screenshot, do it right now. Let's get right to it. Now, both acquire and obtain both mean to get something. They both tend to be a little bit more formal than just get by itself. There is a little bit of a crossover, especially on purchasing some things. But there's clearly differences of how we would use them. Like in this sort of situation, we're more likely to use acquire, and in another situation, we might be more likely to use obtain. All right, so let's look at the first one. To get something by buying it or be given it. So, however, mostly used for things of high or a significant amount of value. So, somebody doesn't say like, I acquired a Coca-Cola, for example. It's too cheap. It's something of significant value, probably at least like thousands of dollars or something. We're more likely to use it with something like this. I probably wouldn't say I acquired this pen. It just sounds too formal, sounds a little strange, sounds out of place. But could you say you obtained the pen? Maybe. Probably get would probably be the best here. Let's continue. She acquired that property because it was left to her in a will. All right, so now this is being given it. But again, property is of a high value, so you often might use acquire with this one. He acquired that famous work of art through an auction. Well, he did buy it. Of course, a famous work of art, so we can expect that this would be a very highly valued one. Disney acquired Marvel through a buyout. Yeah, definitely. This is one company buying another whole company. So you definitely use acquire is more common in this sense. Okay, good. Let's look at number 2. All right, to get an illness, disease, or infection. That hemophiliac acquired AIDS through a blood transfusion. Now, this was in the early days of AIDS. This probably wouldn't happen now because they change the needles all the time. But in the early days of AIDS, some poor hemophiliacs, they often had to get, extra blood because, if they got a little cut, they bled more than an average person. So again, we would say that somebody could acquire a disease. This is one we definitely wouldn't say obtain. I obtained a disease. No, you definitely wouldn't use obtain with a disease. You would only use acquire. You could still use get, though. Somebody could get a disease. That's still possible. All right, let's continue. Number 3, to gradually learn or develop something over time. Okay, good. Sure. So he used to dislike kimchi, but he eventually acquired a taste for it. All right, that's another one. We often say you acquire a taste for something. So if you acquire a taste, then it's definitely acquire. And it took you a while. You probably didn't like kimchi the first time you tried it, but over time, you got to like it. So you acquired a taste for it. Okay, good. That government is offering discounts on bus and train tickets in hopes that people will acquire the habit. So if you acquire a habit, we also use acquire for this one. Acquire the habit of using public transportation instead of using cars or scooters. So again, you're hoping that they pick up this habit. All right, so you develop a habit or you develop a taste for something like that. Okay, good. Number 4 here. To get a reputation or a name. Okay, good. He acquired a reputation for being a flip-flopper. All right, this is a bad reputation, of course. Flip-flopper means somebody that changes their mind all the time. So you really can't trust what they're saying because they may say this today and tomorrow they'll do something else. So that's a flip-flopper. He obtained a reputation. Now that would be weird. We would probably only use acquire in this sense. All right, good. Number 5. To get knowledge or a skill. Okay. He is trying to acquire experience in that field by being an intern. Or, over time you could acquire a lot of knowledge about a certain subject, or you could acquire a lot of experience over years, working anywhere in a particular place. So you would use acquire. It's more likely than obtain in this sort of situation. All right, let's continue. Now we got 4 uses for obtain. So you're a little more likely here to use obtain than acquire. To get something that is wanted or needed by going through a process, okay, you have to pass a written test to obtain a learner's permit. Like when you're trying to get a driver's license, you got to do that first. So acquire would sound a little awkward here. You're going through the process, so this is better. It's to obtain, and then get a driver's license, and then pass a driving test to obtain a driver's license. Yeah. So again, you're going through this process. So you go through a process. Obtain is more common. All right. Number 2, to get or gain possessions. Yes. I obtained it in a trade. Maybe you got something by trading it. That's how you got it. You obtained it that way. They are making it difficult to obtain information about it. So to gain this information, or again, get this information. Okay, good. To achieve something or win something. Okay. Yes. Okay. It took years, but she finally obtained a victory. Yeah. Acquired a victory would be weird. But again, if you eventually win it or you get it, then we could say you obtained it. You finally got it. Okay, number 4 down here. This is kind of an old, a more formal use. So I don't hear this as much in American English, but it's a little bit of an older, more formal use. But basically, we use obtain sometimes mean to be in effect or to be recognized. So these rules are no longer, well, this should really be obtained here. They are out of date and have become obsolete. Okay, so they're no longer recognized. They are no longer in effect. That's the way we would say it. Okay, anyway, I hope you got it. I hope that all of these hints kind of give you a better idea of when you're more likely to use one than the other. Okay, thank you for your time. Bye-bye.